The results of an FBI investigation into Hillary Clinton's use of a private email server as Secretary of State shredded Clinton's most oft-recited defense that she never sent or received information marked classified. Clinton made the case for a year and as recently as Saturday, hours after being interviewed by investigators. "Let me repeat what I have repeated for many months now," Clinton said July 2, 2016. "I never received nor sent any material that was marked classified." In reality, Clinton has made the same general claim two ways. At a Democratic debate in February, Clinton said, "I never sent or received any classified material." Other times she's added the qualifier that she never sent material marked classified. We previously found that Clinton was spinning what was publicly known about the FBI investigation and Clinton's emails. We rated her claim half-true. See an archived version of that fact check. Now we know it's just plain wrong. At PolitiFact, our policy is that we fact-check statements and claims using the information available at the time. That policy stands. But in this case, while the evidence FBI Director James B. Comey presented wasn't available to us, it was available to Clinton through her own emails. She had every opportunity to present an accurate accounting in comments to the public and voters. She did not do that. We think it's important to make the record abundantly clear. We've decided to look at Clinton's claim again with the information that was available to her when she spoke but only became available publicly July 5. The claim. In an interview with NBC's Chuck Todd hours after being interviewed by the FBI, Todd asked Clinton how her practices did not violate federal law. "Let me repeat what I have repeated for many months now," Clinton responded. "I never received nor sent any material that was marked classified." Comey's statement directly contradicted that point. FBI investigators reviewed the 30,000 emails Clinton turned over to the State Department in 2014. The investigation found a very small number contained classification markings at the time they were sent. The State Department confirmed July 6 that it was aware of 2 emails that were marked confidential, the lowest level of classification, when they were sent. An aide sent the 2 emails to Clinton to prepare her for phone calls with foreign leaders, according to the New York Times. State Department spokesman John Kirby said call sheets are often classified when they are prepared. But then at some point before the call is made, someone with the appropriate authority will declassify them. These 2 call sheets sent to Clinton unnecessarily retained their confidential markings due to human error, Kirby said. Even though just 2 emails out of many thousands were marked classified at the time they were sent, it's more than the number Clinton cited, 0. In total, the investigation found 110 emails in 52 email chains containing information that was classified at the time it was sent or received. 8 chains contained top-secret information, the highest level of classification, 36 chains contained secret information, and the remaining 8 contained confidential information. Most of these emails, however, did not contain markings clearly delineating their status. Even so, Clinton and her team still should have known the information was not appropriate for an unclassified system, Comey said. There is evidence to support a conclusion that any reasonable person in Secretary Clinton's position or in the position of those with whom she was corresponding about the matters should have known that an unclassified system was no place for that conversation, Comey said of some of the top-secret chains. About 2,000 additional emails have been retroactively classified, or upclassified, meaning the information was not classified when it was first emailed. This is a regular practice when documents are reviewed for release, according to transparency experts. Throughout this saga, Clinton has said she turned over all work-related emails to the State Department. But Comey said FBI investigators uncovered several thousand work-related emails that she had not handed over, and 3 of those were classified at the time they were sent, though they were not marked as such. Comey added that some work-related emails are still out there, but FBI investigators were unable to find them. It's possible those emails could contain classified information. The Clinton campaign told PolitiFact they do not know which emails Comey is referring to and reiterated the fact that the State Department has not said any were classified at the time they were sent. The context. Some of Clinton's emails now made public actually show Clinton's team talking about how they couldn't email each other classified information over the private server and instead have to move the conversation to a more appropriate venue. Clinton has said she viewed classified information in hard copy in her office. If she was traveling, she used other secure channels. But the FBI investigation found that Clinton sent and received classified information over her private server. Why the disconnect? Experts say the story here is more about the dysfunction of government classification than about how Clinton regularly handled sensitive information. Agencies regularly disagree over what should be classified or not. As the email story has unfolded, the State Department has squabbled with the intelligence community over whether certain emails should be classified today and if it was classified back when it was sent during Clinton's tenure. The decision to mark a document is more art than science and leads to bureaucratic infighting on whether something should be classified or not, said Gary Bass, Bauman Foundation Executive Director and former Director of OMB Watch, a government accountability organization. Also, transparency advocates say the government regularly classifies more than it needs to. The government classifies incorrectly 70% of the time, according to the Interagency Security Classification Appeals Panel. Thomas Blanton, director of the National Security Archive at George Washington University, said some of the classified material the FBI identified might not be particularly sensitive. There is not a line in any of Mrs. Clinton's emails that meets the smell test of classification, which is their release would be damaging to our national security, he said. Given these concerns, it's reasonable to give Clinton a little benefit of the doubt regarding how she treated classified information that landed in her inbox unlabeled, said Stephen Aftergood, director of the Project on Government Secrecy at the Federation of American Scientists. If it had been marked as classified and she or her staff transmitted it through non-secure email anyway, that would have been an overt violation of procedures, Aftergood said. If it wasn't marked as classified, then it could easily have been handled in good faith as unclassified. Our ruling, Clinton said, I never received nor sent any material that was marked classified. Clinton has made this claim over and over again. An independent FBI investigation has found that to be inaccurate. It's important to remember that only a very small number of her emails, 2, were marked classified when they were first sent, and just 110 out of the 30,000 she turned over were classified but unmarked. Evidence seems to indicate that Clinton generally dealt with classified information in an appropriate manner. But over the course of a year, Clinton and her staff have painted a picture of an email setup where absolutely zero classified information slipped through the cracks. Case closed.
Welcome back to Hannity. The FBI shoots down a Freedom of Information Act request to release files about their investigation into Hillary Clinton's private email server. And the reason is beyond bizarre, and frankly, I don't believe it. The letter from the FBI to the lawyer who put in the FOIA request reads in part, quote, "You have not sufficiently demonstrated that the public's interest in disclosure outweighs personal privacy interests of the subject." Here with reaction, and by the way, brand new Fox contributor Tomi Lahren is with us, and Fox News correspondent at large Geraldo Rivera. All right, so Tomi's new to Fox, Geraldo. You're a 50-year TV veteran, you know, so I'm going to go to her first all the time.
I would hope so.
Tomi,
so would I.
Welcome aboard the Fox News channel, and our audience is very familiar with you. You've been on a ton of times before. How would this not be in our best interest? It's in everybody's best interest to get the truth, right?
Well, of course it is, and I think that the funny part of this whole thing is that her privacy somehow trumps our right to know. I'm sorry, when you use a private email on a private server, your privacy rights are out the window when you're the Secretary of State of the United States of America. You don't have privacy anymore. She chose to do this. This is on her, and I personally would like to know.
All right. Geraldo, you're a lawyer. Subpoenaed emails. Now, you're also my friend. Let's say I deleted 33,000 subpoenaed emails. Let's say I decided to acid wash the servers and the hard drives with Bleach Bit. Let's say I took a hammer to my BlackBerries and iPhones just to make sure they don't exist. And then I sent the FBI the other devices with no SIM cards. And I hire you to protect me. what's the first thing you're going to do? Probably give me a cake with a file in it because I'm going to need it, right? Not even you could get me off of that.
I would do that and much more for you. But let me, before I get into the substance of your question, welcome Tommy, who, although I obviously disagree with many of her political positions, I think she has intelligence, she's reasonable, and she's got, most importantly to me and you, true grit. So, Tommy, welcome aboard. In terms of the substance, though, of her answer and your obvious concerns, Sean, I think that this is a disaster for Republicans to get anywhere near this stuff. It has already destroyed the career of Jason Chaffetz, who led the charge. Trey Gowdy, who was a promising candidate heading for great things, as maybe a senator from South Carolina. I think he's an afterthought. They were made fools of. Enough with Hillary's emails. That's a big yawner.
So, Geraldo, we should ignore the law.
The FBI has already considered all these emails. You don't believe in equal justice under the law?
You want a two-tier justice system. I'd go to jail, and she gets off the hook. And Tommy would go to jail, too.
You know, Sean, if she was going to go to jail, she would have gone to jail when James Comey, in the summer of 2016, announced that there was nothing criminal there but extreme carelessness.
Oh.
Enough already.
Tommy,
we have so many bigger fish
Tommy,
to fry.
You go after Geraldo. Take him on.
Well, listen, I have some friends that spent a few hours in Benghazi would really like to know what was in those emails, and they really like to know why she deleted them. So to say that the public doesn't have a right to know or that we're not interested, that's a load of crap, number one. Number two, how about we make a deal? How about when the mainstream media stops covering Russia day in and day out, maybe we can drop the Hillary email scandal. But until then, I think I'm going to stay on it.
Two points. Number one, with all due modesty, I was almost killed in Benghazi, Libya. I know the turf pretty well, and I don't take a backseat to anyone when it comes to that regard. Russia is another big yawner. I totally agree. I think this guy,
Uranium
Imran
20%?
Awan, this is the guy they should check out as the possible colluder on the leaks with WikiLeaks. You know, the guy who worked for Debbie Wasserman Schultz. I think there is fertile grounds for investigation. Probe forward. Forget about history and the sordid history and political history. Go forward. What was the DNC hiding? Why did Debbie Wasserman Schultz hire this guy now accused of
Who gets to delete
espionage?
emails that are subpoenaed? All right, Tommy, welcome aboard. Geraldo, you're going to have your hands full in days and weeks ahead.
I see that, man.
Tommy's going after you. My job just got so easy. Good to see you both. Tommy, welcome aboard. Good to have you.